Real-time update. The Pony stumbled because of the season in the game against the Jaguar. The Indianapolis Colts face a simple formula: win and they're in the NFL playoff. It gets way more complicated if they lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Colts enter the 2021 regular season finale with the NFL's leader rusher in Jonathan Taylor and passing game that is looking for more behind quarterback Carson Wentz. The Jaguars get the #1 overall 2022 NFL draft pick with a loss. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence and all the Jaguars have struggled in a season that saw the recent firing of coach Urban Meyer. Follow Joel A. Erickson, Nate Atkins, and Greg Doyle for updates throughout. And you can catch highlights here, too. Please remember to refresh. More Colts get dominated by Jaguars in the first half, and sure there's concern. 4:10 p.m. Jaguars beat Colts 26-11. The Colts need a lot of help from others to make the NFL playoff. The Jacksonville Jaguars, who had all but locked up the #1 pick in the 2022 NFL draft, thoroughly dominated the Colts, likely ruining the Colts' playoff hope. Carson Wentz completes 17 of 29 for 185 yards, with 1 touchdown and 1 interception, and he is sacked 6 times. Jonathan Taylor finds little running room. The Colts were -2 in turnover margin, both off the hands of Wentz. Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence goes 23 of 32 for 223 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jacksonville rushes for 101 yards. Carson Wentz collapses in Colts' embarrassing loss to Jacksonville. Did the Colts just suffer the worst season finale loss in NFL history? How can the Colts make the playoffs after embarrassing loss to Jacksonville? Colts get lambasted after losing to Jaguars with chance to clinch a playoff berth. Live updates. Colts stumble with season on the line versus Jaguars. 3:55 p.m. Colts score a touchdown. Michael Pittman Jr. gets the 12-yard catch from Carson Wentz with 4:26 to go. Also, it's Wentz to Pittman for the conversion. After being largely ignored early, Pittman has 6 catches for 64 yards. Jaguars 26, Colts 11. 3:45 p.m. It's another Jaguars field goal. Matthew Wright gets his 4th of the game with 8:15 to go. Jaguars 26, Colts 3. 3:35 p.m. Colts fail on downs again. Carson Wentz has Parris Campbell in stride on a long pass, but Campbell can't hang on. Jaguars ball. 3:30 p.m. Colts fail on downs again. They get it to the Jacksonville 1, but Jonathan Taylor is stuffed on 4th down. 3:20 p.m. Colts are down 20 points entering the 4th quarter. This is the Colts' largest deficit of the season. They have 2 ND and a 6 at the Jaguars' 24. 3:15 p.m. Trevor Lawrence saves play. Throws touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown to Marvin Jones Jr. comes after Lawrence saves a high snap and finds Jones at the back of the end zone. By the way, Jones has reached a $500,000 bonus for 70 catches this season. Jaguars 23, Colts 3. 3:05 p.m. Carson Wentz throws an interception that's his first on the road this season. Damien Wilson grabs it and the Jaguars have it at the Colts 45 with 6:52 left in the 3rd quarter. 2:50 p.m. Jaguars add 3 more. Jacksonville's Matthew Wright hits from 39 yards with 11:32 to go in the 3rd quarter. Jaguars 16, Colts 3. 2:40 p.m. Jaguars take away the ball. Carson Wentz gets swallowed up on a sack by Damien Wilson and he fumbles. Jacksonville has the ball at Indy's 23 with 12:33 to go in the 3rd quarter. 2:25 p.m. Jaguars 13, Colts 3. At halftime the Jaguars close the half with a 20-yard field by Matthew Wright. The Colts are getting dominated on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Carson Wentz has 59 passing yards and he has been sacked twice by Josh Allen. The Colts have 34 rushing yards. Trevor Lawrence has been sacked once, but he's had enough time to complete 19 of 25 passes for 208 yards. Earlier this season, Lawrence went 16 of 35 for 162 yards in a Colts win. The Colts get the ball to start the 2nd half. 2 p.m. Jaguars add a field goal. A Matthew Wright 21-yarder with 3:06 to go. Trevor Lawrence is 15 of 17 for 154 yards. Jaguars 10, Colts 3. 1:45 p.m. Colts score, but only 3. Michael Badgley hits from 41 yards with 9:08 to go in the 2nd quarter. Josh Allen gets his first sack since week 9 on a 3rd down play. Jonathan has 7 carries for 20 yards, but he recovers a Nyheim Hines fumble to save the drive. Jaguars 7, Colts 3. 1:35 p.m. Jaguars 7, Colts 0. End 1st quarter. The Colts have 2 first downs after Carson Wentz's 33-yard dime to T.Y. Hilton into Jacksonville territory. Trevor Lawrence's 1st quarter, 11 of 11 for 104 yards and a touchdown. In the first matchup between the teams, Lawrence had 16 completions for 162 yards. 1:25 p.m. Colts fail on downs. Jacksonville holds Jonathan Taylor to a 1-yard gain on 4th and 2. The Jaguars take over at their 41 with 5:57 to go in the 1st quarter. Carson Wentz goes 1 of 3 for 11 yards. Taylor has 2 carries for 9 yards. 1:15 p.m. Jaguars make it look easy for the 2nd week in a row, The Colts allowed the opponent to march for a touchdown on the game's opening drive. It's Jacksonville's second opening drive TD of the season, for 2 yards to Laquan Treadwell. Jaguars 7, Colts 0. Trevor Lawrence hits on all 8 passes for 83 yards. Marvin Jones Jr. has 3 catches for 45 yards. Colts CB Rock Ya-Sin left the game with an ankle injury. Colts inactives DE Ben Banogu, Ol Julian Davenport, Ol Will Fries, RB Marlon Mack, WR Desmond Patman, CB Xavier Rhodes, WR Mike Strachan. DL DeForest Buckner, who didn't practice all week, is active. WR Parris Campbell, who has missed almost all season, is active. Jaguars inactives TE James O'Shaughnessy, WR Tavon Austin, DL Taven Bryan, TE Kahale Waring. Turnovers matter. The Colts are number 1 in the NFL in turnover margin. The Jaguars are last. More Colts coverage. Take your pick. NFL Week 18 predictions for Colts vs. Jaguars. Doyle, how the Colts have gone from cute, scared losers to tough, fearless winners. Defensive backs. Rodgers has been studying Rhodes for years. Now, he might have to replace him. Brains behind the brawn, the genius of Quentin Nelson. It's been a while. Colts activate WR Parris Campbell from injured reserve.